If forestry and logging lie at the heart of the Alberni Valley's industrial heritage, then surely it's the spar tree that is the heart of that history. A lone pole or spar that stands at the epicenter of tons of wood being moved and loaded. An immovable force that the donkeys work around. And when the JJ logging crew from the McLean Mill demonstration area learned that their spar needed replacement, well, it was a big deal.
In the old days, you wanted a good old-growth tree, and they're pretty rare now. In fact, here in the Alberni Valley, they're very rare.
Rare, but not completely non-existent. So when Todd and his dad, Art Thompson, heard that the mill needed a new spar, they donated a self-seeded tree from their woodlot.
Well, it's just history of the valley, and my family are part of that history. We're interested in the mill and seeing it operate, and donating the trees for it if necessary. I mean, the Spar Tree in particular.
It's 107 feet tall, which isn't tall by olden days standards, and it weighs 12 tons, so it's not something you can toss in the back of your pickup truck.
Luckily, there's a bit of experience on this volunteer crew, a crew supervised by Jack James, who started working in the woods 65 years ago.
I never had so nice-looking girls and so many people getting the Spar Tree out in my life as I had today. Usually we got a couple of old bears watching us and maybe a couple of deer. That's about all.
There was a good-sized crowd on hand to watch the new spar make its way to the mill, and everyone realized pretty quickly that moving a 107-foot log was a big deal.
They got so much overhang, you gotta watch the things behind you so you don't knock things over. And we had to back up a few times to get around corners and stuff, but we made it. It only took out one little fence rail.
Oh, you know, it's just really when you see it done and everything after, you say, well, that's just common sense. You know, these guys catch on and then they can do it the next time.
Well, common sense, a donated truck, and a lot of volunteer hours later, the new spar was finally unloaded at McLean Mill, to the relief of everyone involved.
Yeah, it's a great sense of relief. It's almost like Jack and Todd, they conjured it out of their back pocket, because I really wondered, well, there's many other trees, what are we going to do? You kind of wondered, boy, this happened fast.
The JJ logging crew hopes to have the new spar raised and rigged by the end of April, ready to demonstrate the living heritage of the Alberni Valley. In Port Alberni, I'm Nancy Wilmot.